still got 30 seconds to keep the push going.
They know that they can get so much done here.
They call it.
Oh, they do. GG is called Liquid. I mean, what a phenomenal game one. Considering what happened in the opening moments and in some of those lanes, when they started to turn it, Liquid, there was no looking back, folks.
I think they really started to identify quite quickly, I mean, it was pretty much all around that bottom fight, that they needed to just have the numbers at the ready. When they started TP reacting with multiple heroes, that's when it was a bit of a problem, because Gaimin was getting these number advantages. But that time, they had Boxy. You see the man on your screen right there?
I gotta say, yeah.
The Drinking Buddies pulls, resets the fight, and then the dive. You can see Gaming trying to push forward for it, but multiple different saves coming out from him with the snowballs, Drinking Buddies, shards, etc. That was beautiful for Liquid.
Hey, incredible stuff across the board. Boxy and Insanity with the saves. In a game against a Ricky that was getting kind of out of control those opening minutes, it didn't matter. They still found the chance to get these incredible saves occurring. The damage out from 33 and Mickey and Nisha making quite the comeback story that game on his Pug. What a game one. Liquid, they'll take the first of this best of 5.
Woo! Game one of this best of 5 goes the way of Team Liquid. A lot to break down with this one, and I want to start with the double support duo coming out from Team Liquid. T-Gov, it was a stellar performance.
No, just the moves that are making the saves again. Shadow Demon, he is one of the supports of the tournaments, right? If you have the positioning, you keep finding the save, you push them forward. But Liquid in this game, it was incredible. They're under so much pressure, a couple key fights to turn around, and they just, obliterated Gaming so quickly. It feels like it was like one tier 1 fight into there is no map for Gaming to play.
I mean, Gaimin played a really incredible early game. I love to see the hyper-aggression coming out of both teams. They really took advantage of their defusal, Ricky timing, hunting for Furion deep in the jungle, killing Puck a few times over and over again. But this fight here is where this game was entirely different, and we saw the power of Tusk here. He actually tag team pulled out Nisha's Puck from that smoke cloud, making it so that he was alive for long enough to cast the coil later on here, which is where they got the turnaround fight. And then we just saw all of the damage coming out through Visage's Soul Assumption, through Mickey on his Nature's Prophet, who was joining every single fight as early as he could. It was just beautifully played.
They needed all the auras early on so they could take the fights. Visage, he's getting all the money in the world. If you look at the network chart, he's always top 3, top 2 here already. Some really nicely placed shards from Boxy. He's playing out of his mind. This Drinking Buddy is pretty much acting as the Force Staff, and you can also use it on birds, so the birds go brrr pretty much every single fight. And the coil has been something that they didn't have any tools to deal with, because Ricky, yeah, he's annoying, but the problem always was with the hero that how do you get to your BKB timing? Like, sure, you're having a good time, you did solo kill him in the mid lane, but after that, you can feel him suffer. And itemization-wise, they were really on point for Team Liquid. This Force Staff on Puck forces out of the cloud, knowing that he needs to itemize for himself. Ricky had the shard at that moment, so others can't really use any of the abilities, and after that, the game was pretty much done so.
Yeah, and Liquid identified that after that fight, the game was theirs. They made a beautiful play where they cut off Duraccio trying to join his team in the triangle, killed him first. They snowballed off of that, and they realized that this was their game at that point. All they had to do was bring their heroes together, place some sentries, and there's nothing Gaimin could do. That is the issue with Ricky. While he is very snowbally, he's also very reverse snowbally, because once you've itemized against him and his net worth is low, there's really not that much he can do. And we also saw the power of Tusk not just as the pseudo save, as the pseudo Force Staff, but the tag team, the Drinking Buddies damage on the Prophet. He was out DPSing the Crimson Guard on Underlord. Underlord looked so squishy in this game.
And it was a slippery slope for Gaming, right? When you have Ricky and CK as your position 1 and 2, if you're not finding pickups on the map, if you're not dictating the pace of the game, your enemy balls up, you can't find pickups because they're always going to be 5. And I think that's where Liquid, they identified that very quickly as it hit kind of like the 20-minute mark, and then, sure, Quinn might have some laning advantage, Duraccio might have an early Orchid, but that's all they've got. They're hoping for a pick. It felt like the last 10 minutes of the game was just Liquid sweeping through the map, finding whoever they want, and Gaming was never really in position to utilize like the blink from the bat, the jump of a CK, and again, it's testament to Liquid. They itemize, they identify a window, and when they want to break their opponent, and they did it so swiftly.
Yeah, and we knew that Gaming was ahead at like minute 15. But Lacoste, was their plan to be even further ahead? Where did they fall with their plan?
I saw Tofu diving tier 4 towers 8 minutes in, so they wanted to play this hyper aggressive, which I don't really mind. I think this is how you need to strike back against TeamLiquid. But the problem was, I'm going to go back to Ricky. This is super strong hero, but that's why everybody practiced it. But it has some of the flaws still where you're unable, like if you get focused down. And I also want to highlight the Shiva's guard, the bongo boots, the boots of bearing from Visage. I think this is the key moment as well for the game. You're playing against CK, so you want to slow down his illusions. You really never felt those illusions dealing damage, fighting into all of that. And I said during the draft, they don't have the Shiva's hero. You know what Visage does? Buys Shiva's as the second item, buying all these small items to be on top of the network pretty much. Bracer, Null Talisman, Boots of Bearing, so they can strike back. He understands that they need any kind of item they can have early on to punch back because they're playing so fast on game in the first 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, and you see the items that 33 has. I think, you know, strategically, I think Gaming coming into this game one, they put such a large target on Nisha's back. They wanted to shut him down. They wanted to kill him very early, you know, try and prevent him from having a game, that they kind of forgot about applying the pressure to Mickey or to 33, right? Like Nisha, he doesn't die too often in series, right? Like when you think about like the previous run in playoffs, like he's been like the unkillable mid laner because people focus other, you know, the strategies of 33 in the early game. But, you know, coming into this one, Nisha, in the last 6 playoff games, totaling, he only has 10 deaths. The fact that he's died 4 times in a single game shows that Gaming wanted to shut him down. But maybe going into game 2, they're thinking, wait a second, we're wasting too many resources killing the mid lane. 33's hit, like Lacoste was mentioning, the Boots of Bearing, the Shivas. Mickey's got the Gleipnir, the BKB. I think Gaming maybe have a misread on who they need to shut down, because it doesn't matter if Nisha dies 4 times, nearly 50% of his entire playoffs run, you need to stop 33 from just breaking open the game on these tempo heroes from the offlane.
Yeah, there was a lot of freedom.
Pushing on. The fortification comes out. 40 seconds in which Gaming Gladiators are going to have to try and defend without Quinn. Ace looking for the leader, but he gets caught immediately by the Avalanche. Bounces away with the Ogre Seal turret. The Stampede's there to get back, but the tier 4s are falling. Liquid, they're onto the edge. Gaming Gladiators have got anything to stop this. They do not. GG's going to be called. Liquid take game 2.
They are playing so aggressive from the early game to the mid game. They're just very confident in the way they're playing and have to give tons of commands. I mean, the Boxy Tusk is just unbelievable. How many times is he living on slivers of HP? But at the end there, these avalanches from Nisha, he's reading the moments that they want to capitalize on getting these type of chain stuns to bring down this Bristleback, but he has that coverage kind of perfectly, especially in that last crucial fight.
And doing it in sort of 2 incredible fashions so far as well, this best of 5. The first game coming in with quite the turnaround. This game, getting that lead and holding it and making sure that they don't make mistakes, don't let it slip away from them. A couple of times, Gaming Gladiators, they did come back with a pretty decent pushback, but it was never enough to slow Liquid down. And as you say, that kind of drawing to some of these heroes that you're getting through, like the support picks. I can't imagine we're going to see the Shadow Demon Tusk duo get through.
There's no way you can give them both, and probably at least not that Tusk, because Boxy out of control.
Well, there we go. So far, ladies and gentlemen, crazy stuff from Team Liquid here in this best of 5. They are 2 games up, 1 game away from claiming the championship title against Gaming Gladiators. Can Gaming Gladiators turn this one around? It's going to be tough. 2-0 at the moment for Team Liquid.
Oh, how the tables have turned. It was just about a month ago in this grand finals duo. These 2 teams were up against each other in a best of 5, and it was Gaming Gladiators that was up 2 games in a grand finals, and they made it look easy. I will say this is a very competitive final so far because Gaming Gladiators is putting up one heck of a fight. But Team Liquid doing it here again in game 2, now on match point in this best of 5. Before we get to game 3, there's so much to talk about, and I think there's one thing I just like to highlight. I think sometimes when we see patch notes, Lacoste, and we see a hero having +1 armor, and everybody's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I think Boxy just proved how important just 1 difference in stat can make. How did he live so frequently and such sliver of HP?
Yeah, Boxy definitely a professional e-gamer that reads patch notes. This guy is playing out of his freaking mind. I did praise him before this game. I've been praising him throughout the whole year. Definitely deserves a praise. And with drinking buddies, or should we call it skull buddies, because he's pulling them out of so many troubles. I gotta point out the support duo, Insania and Boxy, playing the same heroes twice in a row, having Shadow Demon, having Tusk as well. You have this break mechanic, but it's gonna be nullified by both Disruption and the Snowball, so you're not gonna get the full value. One of the reasons why 33 was playing so aggressive into them.
Yeah, and those two supports, they went for Blink Dagger so early on. You had these double blinks in a game where Gaimin were already on the back foot, making it so that any move that they tried to make, the Liquid supports were there to counteract them. And in games where you're losing so hard, you just need any kill that you can get to get you back. But no, Boxy and Insania, an amazing job. But I also want to talk about 33 on this bristleback. He hit his item timing so early, from a free lane to being uncontested in the triangle to showing up bottom at minute 14 with an Aghanims, a Voodoo Mask, and completely popping off.
Liquid, they just have such a formidable triple threat, right? You've got the Tusk, the SD, and the Tiny. At any minute, if you don't execute on your jump, like you said, the saves are going to come into play, Nisha's going to hit a clutch avalanche. BKBs weren't really a thing for gaming too much in this game. So the avalanche and the toss, it was such high value for Liquid to utilize, and you've got to go to gaming. They're drafting themselves into a position of such high-pressure moments. You're in the grand finals of TI, you want to get your first Aegis, and they're making themselves, like they're making the fight so difficult. And that's where Liquid is such a strong team. They exploit their opponent's inability to hit the perfect combination. For Gaimin to get a kill, it's a stomp into a Silver Edge break, and then you murder. But Liquid, they have the supports, the Tiny, to completely break that apart. So even when there's a comeback on the cards for Gaimin, they have to hit the perfect spells in high-pressure situations, and if they don't, then they just lose the game. Like Liquid, there is no way you give them SD and Tusk in the next game. Like, it feels like it's illegal. Like in this fight as well, it's like the DK goes in, they don't get the break for long enough onto the bristle because they have no follow-up damage, and then it's fully disjointed. Liquid keep kiting back, allowing for the fight to extend further. Puck goes down, has to buy back, but where's the damage? The DK, no BKB, no Satanic available. Like, it's just, he doesn't even have Satanic. He went for the Aghanims. Yeah, Gaimin, it's such a struggle for them. Liquid are just out of this world at the moment.
They have to split this up, this duo, because it's doing way too much. They try to counter it with Ricky in game 1. They had something prepared where you are going to pick up that shard. That cloud for Ricky is going to be something very good against both of these spells, especially once you pick up the shard, of course. But second game, they try to counter it with the silence. Puck to jump the back lines, it was not enough. Ace also picked up the Blink Dagger relatively early on, Blade Mail into Blink Dagger. This is like top 3 Blink Dagger purchases when it comes down to timing. And also Void Spirit. I think this is the key hero that has been banned in both of these games. They do not want to give Quinn a matchup where he's going to be able to jump the backline and kill the 2 supports.
And also, Boxy on the Tusk, he goes for a Halberd. We've only seen 4 other games of Halberd being picked up. The item is non-existent in the meta, due to the fact that when you BKB, the disarm just gets removed. But Boxy, he identifies the fact that against the Ratio, he is everything. He goes for the Armor build, the Daedalus. Like, if he doesn't have a game, then there is no damage to come out. So he goes for an item that no other player cares about, and it comes in clutch. The Solar Crest, the Halberd, again, Boxy, the Tusk. Please ban it or counterpick it. Don't let him have it.
And on the topic of the Dragon Knight, all that net worth was on Dyrachyo this game. Often Gaimin would try to make these moves with Quinn and both of his supports, but it just wasn't enough numbers. They didn't do the damage. And typically when you think about Gaimin and they snowball from the lanes into the mid game and just pop off on the map, it's with Quinn +2, right? They play as a ball themselves. This time around, that wasn't happening. Naga Siren was level 3 at minute 7, and Mickey TP's in, steals the Wisdom Rune. And that's one of the hardest games I've seen Tofu play. And Quinn, without the turrets that are his supports usually, without that duo that he's able to play with, couldn't find as many moves in that early game.
So why was Naga having such a hard time? Because I've been told this is supposed to be the most contested hero and banned all the time, T.
Because of the lane. You know, Gaimin, they don't really want to put Enchantress on Tofu, therefore they force the Naga into the 4 role. They've done this before on Tofu, where he sometimes plays Bane in the 4 position, so he plays the 5 in a more greedy style. But I think Gaimin are in their own heads. The TI meta dictates, if Naga available, must pick. I personally think that they didn't need to pick Naga in this game. They could have allowed Liquid to take it, forced the SD to not get picked up because Naga's in play, and you cannot put it in the 4 role. It needs to be the 5 position, opening up the fights with Song, and your 4 has to be damaging and threatening in lane. Your Naga Centaur lane is a passive, non-pressuring lane, and I think fundamentally Gaimin kind of overcooked their draft here. They kind of stumbled into it, and yeah, I think this is probably one of the weakest drafts we've seen from gaming so far at TI.
This one. Liquid, they themselves, they're also ready to return fire. Teleports at the ready for Mickey if he sees a chance to fight. He's also got the Wrath of Nature back off cooldown. Quinn, he'll start the action though. Looks over towards the backlines, finds the connection onto 33.
This is deep, way too deep here
Hook
for
shot.
Quinn.
I mean, fortunately for Gaming Gladiators, Insania's going to whiff that one. Doesn't get the connection. Gives Gaming Gladiators the chance to back up underneath the tier 2. Liquid, they may just be ready to dive it though. The Colts are going to get laid down, pushed back Quinn. Turn around with the shackle, but Nisha's in with the silence over towards Tofu. Tofu backs off, Solar Scepter burst coming in. They've got the catch with the corner. Foxy follow beautifully there onto the three of them. The Fear pushes back Quinn. They take down the Pango. They turn towards Duracho. The Solar Assumption burst, bringing him low. Celery comes in with the rebound to try and get Duracho out of this one. Celery tries to stand his ground and fight back, but he will fall. Ace to go down as well under the tier 2. They cannot defend.
Liquid is just smashing them. Nisha gets a three-man coil onto the most crucial
Quinn's
target.
farm,
The
it's
Pango
just
gets controlled completely.
He tried to make
Quinn,
that first move with the blink, and if you don't get that first move that catches successfully with these Pangos, it can just be devastating. We see that net worth bottom of the course. So many different ways to address this Pango. Even if they didn't have the BKB disable, they have the ways to just chain silence and pre-getting that Rolling Thunder.
Oh, Liquid. They're ready to keep the aggression going. Coming in with the smoke. Duracho showing himself on the wave.
The Wisdom Rune and that Tormentor.
Nisha gonna try and lead him with a Dream Call. Duracho's pretty deep under the tier 2. TP backup starting to come in. Liquid, they'll dive in with the burst. The Soul Assumption. Duracho's so low. Quinn, he'll roll in position, get the Rolling Thunder to try and escape. Liquid, they'll get turned upon it by the Rolling Thunder. Good connection on towards Mickey, but indeed Mickey's still got half HP to play with. The Terrorize comes out over to the side, catching on to Celery and onto Quinn. Celery, he'll jump out over towards Ace. He'll escape, but Quinn, he gets left behind. The Gleipnir comes out, stuck in position. Quinn's out of the game.
They're 2 ahead, Owen. The auras that they've got on 33. Pushing the limits here. The Parasma, the damage putting onto Celery below half HP. This tower is dropping.
Tofu trying to leap in, trying to burst through some of the wave, but won't be able to stop the push. The tower falls. Ace also ready to try and come in with a deep push. Liquid, they'll respect it. They'll back off, wait, at least for the next wave. We'll see if they stick around or want to back off for further objectives. Roshan would be available.
Duracho's gone all aggressive. They're feeling desperate. He's got the Gleipnir done. Can they get any pickup?
Nisha's already in. He's going to jump the backlines. He gets the side sword through. The three-man Dream Call comes through as well. Liquid, they'll push forward. They're happy to try and take this fight, and they look straight over towards Duracho. Hookshot in from Insania. Rolling Thunder comes out from Quinn. They get the connection onto 33. 33 is incredibly low. They'll get him. They'll take him out with the power shot. Boxy still pushing in and is able to get the damage over towards Celery with the ultimate. Quinn, the Rolling Thunder comes to an end, but Gaming Gladiators know they have to push on forward for this fight. They catch Boxy.
Best fight they've had all game here. They push them back. They get through.
Know the Gladiators are outside of the base and looking to make a play. Insania is ready to start charging towards them. They get the setup, but it's only onto the one of them. They'll look towards Tofu. Quinn, he's able to get the freedom to get the Rolling Thunder off. The auras are out for Liquid. It's keeping Insania pretty tanky as Tofu. He'll get left behind. As you know, the leaps are there. He's actually able to jump away just in time.
Boxy.
The burst comes out over towards Boxy. The power shot of Duracho. Gaming Gladiators, the first to claim a kill out of this team fight. Ace, he'll get trapped back by the cogs. The rest of Gaming Gladiators, they will want to look to try and turn and help him out. Ace getting pulled low by the harassment on the Familiars. Jump forward from Quinn. He's in with the burst. Looking towards Insania. Ace still alive. Finally falls. Double kill for Mickey. Nisha, he'll jump out with the orb. 33 is able to stay in on top of Celery. Nuke down the Marcy here with the Soul Assumption as Liquid. They'll still take the fight despite Gaming Gladiators' willingness to try and tackle them. And now, immediately on with a push. Liquid, they're up to the top set of racks. Mickey and 33 able to claim those. Quinn's found 33, but outside of the base. Nisha, he'll jump out with the orb. 33 is able to stay in on top of Celery. Nuke down the Marcy here with the Soul Assumption as Liquid. They'll still take the fight despite Gaming Gladiators' willingness to try and tackle them. And now, immediately on with a push. Liquid, they're up to the top set of racks. Mickey and 33 able to claim those. And Quinn's found 33, but outside of the base, Quinn, can he get away from the rest of them? Duracho doing his best to help out as he holds Insania back with the shackle shot. Mickey TPing in. Quinn, can he escape this? He's got shield crash up in a second. The blink's there. Down to the low ground. Duracho caught back in by the Sprout. He turns, gets the shackle shot connection. Whirlwind out onto the two of them, but now he's started back away. Insania has the cog connection. He's trapped in the cogs. Duracho, he's gone. Tofu. He's got one more leap still to play with if Liquid can stay on top of him. Quinn, he's still teasing around with him. I mean, if anything, just trying to keep Liquid's attention away from the base, away from the high ground.
This fight's lasted 90 seconds or something like that. About 30 seconds at least till clock's up. They're trying to find another opportunity. Rolling Thunder in 10.
Quinn, he's really getting some momentum right now.
Oh, he put this TP in. Mickey. BKB up in 1 second.
Oh no, BKB's back up, but they're completely on top of him. Liquid, can they bail them out of this time round?
Coil on 4.
Look at the coil onto the 4 of them, and Quinn was all able, ready to get the roll up. Quinn Can he get the angle to go back in the field? We'll push back the rest of Quinn's teammates here. The Gaming Gladiators, they've got the auras popped. Ace is ready to push on. They're ready to try and find some action from this one as the Firestorm pit. Drop down onto 33. Quinn comes in with a shield crash. They've separated 33 from the rest of the team. And Sennia comes in with his
Duracio's gone.
on the side. And they've got Duraccio. Can they get more? Quinn, this time round, he's run out of options. They'll get him this time. Ace goes for the TPI. He'll make it away. Celery as well. But Liquid, they won't let Gaming Gladiators get away with that one. They felt that they had the chance to punish Mickey again. This time round, they did not. And as you say, at the moment,
Get
that
Duraccio,
BKB
they
came
get
back on
Quinn.
cooldown. The buybacks, they have to come out now as Liquid are onto the tier 4s.
3 buybacks.
I'll push Liquid back for now.
Nisha resetting.
The triple core buyback. Liquid know if they can take out any of these cores once more, they may have just done it here.
They're just getting poked and prodded. They can't even walk up to harass anyone. 33 is taking literally no damage, it feels like.
They get the jump in. Celery trying to open up with the Unleash. Nisha's in with a 2-man silence. Push back. There's the
Coil
jump
at
as well.
3.
The coil is on to the 3 of them. Quinn caught in the Sprout. Will be able to break out. Nisha getting beaten up pretty hard by the Unleash. Boxy toying around with a terrorized threat. 33, again, so tanky.
He's so
tossed back in with the Dispose, but again, they're fully focusing him with the Terrorize. It's out onto the 4 of them. Boxy gets the setup. Celery's out. Another buyback has to come into play. Nisha, 4-man waiting rift. The 4-man skull comes out. The cursed crowd. Boxy toying with the ball. They'll still manage to scramble their way back to the fountain, though, Gaming Gladiators. But this time, Ace Nisha for 70. Slide 4 from Celery. Comes out. The cursed crowd. Boxy toying with the ball. They'll still manage to scramble their way back to the fountain, though, Gaming Gladiators. But this time, Ace, he's out for 70. Slide 4 from Celery. They get the stun opening onto Ascension 33, but they don't have to follow damage to get the kills. The buildings are being focused. Liquid looking to claim the Mega Creep. Rolling for Quinn. We get the angle to 33. Nisha, he's going to be able to kill them outside of the fountain. They're running out of buybacks, Gaming Gladiators. Liquid, they'll get the final rags. 33, he'll fall though. He'll immediately buy back as the Mega Creeps are out. Liquid, they want to keep this push going. Gaming Gladiators, it's just 3 against the world now. The tier 4's going down. Liquid, have they done it here? The coil onto the 2 of them as Liquid are getting the space to focus down the ancient. Jump forward one Nisha, but the auras are out.
Down goes Duraccio.
He's out.
Liquid are doing it.
To the ancient. Liquid are absolutely doing it. GG is cold. Team Liquid.
Unbelievable.
To the ancient. Liquid are absolutely doing it. GG is cold. Team Liquid.
Unbelievable. How many series was it in best of 5 that they could not bring it to Gaming Gladiators? But when it mattered at TI this time around, they've done it in a spectacular fashion. 3-0 with Nature's Prophet first pick every single game.
Absolutely, the play from Liquid and the style that they do it in, it was phenomenal. Nisha on his puck at level 118. We saw him got so far in previous TIs, so close to the Aegis. This time he's able to do it. And again, as you mentioned, so many grand finals when Team Liquid, they fell at the final hurdle. And this time it made it seem like there was no hurdle at all. They stormed through these 3 games.
Only that first game, only those first 10 minutes of that first game looked problematic. These 2 in particular, they just ran the show. The entire team just looking absolutely amazing. Nisha claiming that title and 33 and claimed it for the 2nd time.
A different team, a different style, a different meta, but 33 still having what it takes, especially when it comes to him getting his hands on the Visage. Completely unstoppable, and Gaming Gladiators, so many times they managed to take the championship title in events as big as this one.
I think knowing is more certainty than I have, but I always believe we can get it. Yeah. Absolutely. Personal, but between you and me, the first time I saw you at TI, I always knew that this would come. Do you feel like it has come fast enough for you, or have you had to work for it? Is this when you have deserved it the most? How do you feel? You feel like you are one of the best players in the world!
I don't know how I feel right now. It's a very interesting experience that we haven't had that much recently. So I don't know. I just feel great. I'm really happy for my teammates. I'm really thankful to all of them. And, you know, all the normal stuff, family, friends, everyone who supported us, helped us get here. Thank you guys so much. All the people in the arena cheering. It means a lot. It gives us the energy. Thank you so much.
Nikkei, you have shared this journey with Insania and Boxy and your whole team for so long. You have been quietly doing your job, and now you have conquered your demons, you beat Gaming Gladiators, and your name is going to be put on that Aegis. How does it feel, man?
Oh, it feels amazing just being here with the boys. I'm glad we get to finally win one after so many tries. And I don't know, I'm speechless.
That's all I need to hear, my man. You're a champion!
Boxy, it's been a long time coming, a year of adversity through health problems, through the lows and the highs, but you have finally earned it here today. Quite an incredible year. How does it feel to go through all of that to now be a TI champion?
I feel really good to finally win a LAN, win a big LAN. It's my first Dota victory, which is like a tier one tournament according to Liquipedia. So you know, it's nice to start with a big one. There's been a few tough years for me personally, and I'm really happy to have a lot of my family here watching and supporting. And to all my friends supporting at home, and to all our fans, I want to give a big thanks for giving me strength to continue and to keep trying, I guess, with everything I have.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, man. Amazing. Anisha, my man. You've been the rock of this team for so long. You've been an unbelievable pro player. Many have regarded you in the past as one of the greatest players of all time. But now you got an agent to prove it, baby! Your name's on that sucker! Oh, hello. Do you feel like one of the greatest players of all time?
Maybe now, I guess. Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the games. And I love my team as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, my friend.
And now 33. You are no stranger to this moment, as you are now the only man in history to win the TI 2 times with 2 completely different rosters. You have had a lot of TI appearances. This is your 6th one. And I know that you always thought that you were the best, but how does it feel to have it be confirmed?
Those are your words, not mine. But no, it feels amazing, and I'm really happy that we did it. I'm just very happy.
Tell me, does it ever get old winning TI, or does this feel just like the first time?
To be honest, I was not feeling too excited today, and then the first game also I was chilling, and the last time, like the excitement came in on the third game.
You know why? It's because you won on that one! 3-0 victory! And now we're gonna put your name on there twice, but there's one last man I would like to speak to. Blitz Dota. I have watched your journey through many, many different rosters, and I noticed that every single time you treat it like a family. This is as much a victory for you as it is for them. You sacrifice yourself for your team. And now it's codified, my man. You are a champion.
I mean, I didn't really sacrifice anything. I feel like they took a chance on a guy who's never coached a winning team before.
We had so many losses. We had 5 years without winning anything. We could have disbanded like 20 different times like people told us to. We didn't make a TI and Liquid still kept us on. I didn't do anything here. I'm just so glad that people like Zai, Nisha, Matsu, they took a chance on us and they were willing to play with us. And I'm so glad that I didn't ruin Nisha's career. I also just want to thank our support staff, Chloe, Jabs, KP, John, Victor, Mark, everybody at Team Liquid that's here to support us. It truly takes a village. I'm not good enough by myself. I've learned, I guess, that you have to do it with other people, and you have to succeed with everybody around you. And I'm good enough to admit that I'm shit, but I've got great people around me.
Let it be a lesson that if nothing else, perseverance pays off, Blitz. Because you are a champion, Team Liquid are champions, and for one last time, Royal Arena, make some noise for your International 2024 champions, Team